Hello, everyone. We're expecting more snow starting noon tomorrow and ending at 7 on Wednesday. Another 10 to 20 inches, which will be quite the addition. Ice Cthulhu is doing well, growing nicely. I thought I turned off the camera there. Glad I didn't. We're not expecting it to reach the deck tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Anyhow, I don't know how many of you have been following the Tea Party movement in the news, and it's really interesting. The Tea Party is one of the best examples of astroturfing you can possibly ask for. Essentially, Dick Armey, former Speaker of the House, the position Nancy Pelosi currently holds, and he's from the Republican Party, as well as several other Republican strategists, former Congress critters, and lobbyists, make up the core of several of the foundations that are underneath the Tea Party movement. And I think it's America Works and a few others. I don't know. I'd have to look at my notes, and unfortunately don't have them out here. But if you look at the latest Tea Party manifesto, it's very interesting because they have decided to essentially they pledge the stated position is they're going to give money to candidates who promise to adhere to the Republican Party platform. And they basically have put into place mechanisms by which they can call for the purges of people who are not conservative enough, and for the RNC and others to deny money to candidates of insufficient ideological purity. So what you have is a movement by the top authority in the Republican Party to gain support for its position and to force the rest of the party to either do it their way or leave. So essentially you have the Republicans, which are, while they're calling everyone else communists and socialists, they're adopting the methods of Lenin and Stalin quite nicely, with the exception of the brutality. They're not, although it was under a Republican watch that torture became normalized in the United States. Although the Democrats, on the other hand, are the party of the status quo, the party of, well, we like the existing power structure, as fucked up as it is for a lot of people, and, well, if it has to nudge a little further in the direction of being unfair, well, as long as the pecking order doesn't change, then that's enough to call that success. So, politically, if you're looking for a change in this country, your answer is neither with the Republican Party, the Tea Party advocates, which are, whether they know it or not, their money is going straight to the Republican Party, or the Democrats. It doesn't exist there. Perhaps with some Democrats, such as Alan Grayson of Florida, we have some glimmers of hope, but really, ironically, your best, or not ironically, but interestingly enough, your best bet is to get involved in local politics. If not to run yourself, then just to pay attention to who's running and see who you can get sane in office. Because really the local politics, your local politics is your farm team for your state and national level. that's where these people come from. Politicians aren't just grown in a jar. And while it's much harder for a non-connected politician to rise to the higher ranks, it is also much less expensive to put in a non-connected but sane person and non-purchased person in the lower ones. So really, we've got about 20 years worth of work to do, at least. And the next 10 are going to be pretty ugly. So if you see a big mass movement going around that's getting lots of airtime, and yeah, just think of how many of the anti-war protests would have given their anti-war protesters would have given their eye teeth to get the coverage that the Tea Party protests did. But if you want to start small. Howard Dean, whatever you think of him, he had it right with his 50-state strategy. You have to work from the local level up, or essentially what you're doing is creating a structure that has no foundation. So, anyhow, that's my political babbling for today, and thank you for your time and attention.